time, I would like to welcome up Jon Eells, who is going to tell you about how to create a no trespassing sign on steroids. Thank you, Jon.
I'm going to have to scoot down here. Eileen is petite, but doesn't she cast a huge shadow? And did you pick up on her use of the word governance, where we would typically use the word government? Be aware of that. Whenever you hear someone talking about governance, they're probably looking at some kind of a connection with Agenda 21. A minor point, but very important. 2 nights ago, I had Chinese food, and my fortune cookie said, and this is for everyone who stands up here today, many will travel to hear you speak. Are there any attorneys in the audience today? Okay, good, not too many. I'm going to be talking about legal issues, but I'm not an attorney, so have mercy on me. May I have a show of hands of those who purchased no trespassing signs from either the Marietta 912 project or from another Liberty Group in Ohio? Good. Were you aware there's a more important component that goes with the signs, an affidavit that needs to be filed with your county recorder? And if you were aware of this affidavit, how many of you got one and filed it with your recorder? That's what I thought. For those of us who tried, there's been nothing but frustration. We simply had not executed a document that met the criteria for filing in Ohio. I'm happy to say this problem has been resolved. What you are looking at is, to my knowledge, the first successfully filed affidavit in the state of Ohio that makes public declaration of the property owner's posting of property. Since this affidavit was filed last week in Washington County, there's been another filed in Washington, mine, and one in Monroe. We now have a precedent that recorders in all other Ohio counties can comfortably follow. The instrument is called an affidavit of facts relating to title and is simply an attachment to the property deed. As the screen shows, page 1 consists of the affiant's statement that the owner has posted notice on his or her property with signage. The affiant, by the way, is legalese for the property owner. A transcription of the signage is included in the affidavit. The instrument number and volume and page number are both found on your deed as filed with your county recorder and are transferred to the affidavit by you as cross-references. Note the margin at the top of page 1. Future affidavits will have a 3-inch margin at the top of page 1 to meet Ohio Revised Code requirements. Page 2 describes the affiant's intent to notify the public of the facts related to warning and notice of private property. Note in the lower left corner the declaration of who prepared the instrument. The preparer name can only be the affiant, property owner, or an attorney. Page 3, Exhibit A, is the legal description of the property as stated in the deed. The best way to prepare the legal description is to photocopy the deed description and literally paste it onto a sheet of paper labeled Exhibit A and photocopy it again. This way you can avoid errors in transcription. This is a simple document, both to prepare and to file. The final element, apart from the affidavit, is form letters to be copied, signed, and sent to agencies or businesses to whom you give permission to access your property. For example, UPS, postmen, and utilities, among others. The draft of these just became available yesterday, so I couldn't prepare visuals, but I have examples today that you can see at the OCPR table. These letters are necessary because when you file the affidavit, you are stating publicly that no one is allowed access to your property without your written permission. So the letters give specific entities permission to access your property for specific purposes. You can send letters to as many as you like, but usually delivery services, utilities, and postal workers are recipients. What about your friends or relatives? There is a narrow window through which they can slide, as neither you nor they are likely to press the issue of no trespassing. Hostile neighbors may be another matter. Note a change in wording on the signs themselves. The requirement that someone wishing access to your property must provide 20 days notification has been changed to 3 days. I'm sorry, the notification with their reason for wanting access has been changed to 3 days. For those of you who have previously purchased signs for Marietta 912, we have a patch that says 3 days to stick over the old 20-day part so you can use the signs you have. If you purchase signs from other sources, please contact your supplier for a patch. Time to date does not allow me to give you a complete tutorial on the affidavit or for purchasing signs, but I can send you this information. Just contact me at my email address shown. I have cards at our OCPR table and you can see me after the conference. We'll soon have packets that you can individualize, probably available through Marietta 912 and other groups. The bottom line is, why is this affidavit of facts relating to title important to you as property owners? I believe if we have lawless government, we can expect to see the escalation of unlawful or unconstitutional activity, including criminal trespass onto our properties. Traditionally, posting your property has been considered sufficient warning to any trespasser to stay off. But as governments become more overreaching, and ours certainly seem headed in that direction, the postings can often be ignored by their agents. If the trespasser is confronted, they may say they didn't see the signs or that there were no signs up. That excuse no longer works, as the posting is a matter of public record. So we've talked a lot about legal things now. Why would you want to post your property? Many people are uninformed about their property rights and believe they must comply with any government or utility company or law enforcement demands and simply allow unquestioning access to their property. We know and understand our property rights now, and we now can hold accountable those who infringe them. Filing the affidavit and posting your property affirms your legal rights as a property owner. So I ask you again, why would you want to post your property? Maybe you want to go on notice that you are onto the government's game. Maybe you just feel enough is enough and you want to draw a line in the sand.